Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Yay, it is a brand new day. It has been raining. It is overcast. We've had periods of sun. Largely overcast and gray, damp. Thumbs up for that. I had a scheduled disruption today. I had a dermatology appointment for some spots on my back, and then there's this that is only cropped up in the past couple of years, and the appointment took like 5 minutes. He took a look at stuff and went, yeah, you're fine. That's all. It's good. You know, we can use liquid nitrogen on the thing on your back if you want to get rid of it, because I got one buildup of keratin. But it was like, no, it doesn't bother me. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like going to become cancerous or anything. So, thumbs up. Problem was, I left here at 20 minutes to 10 because I had to use my project manager as a ride. My case manager is out on a personal day. The other case manager was going to pick up a new resident. Hopefully that's actually come through, which left only the project manager, who is going to a different facility to check up on things there. So we left here at about 9:40, 9:45-ish. And then I got dropped off and I filled out my paperwork, and then I waited for my 10:30 appointment and then got in 5 minutes later. I mean, I was done at 10:45. And it was close to 1 o'clock before I got picked up. I spent all that time just sitting in the waiting room, bored out of my mind. It was a disruption of schedule. A scheduled disruption of schedule that under normal circumstances wouldn't have been that bad. But it was supposed to be, well, I can drop you off, and then when we're done, we'll leave, and it'll be like 11:30. And then on my way there, he said, I'll be back to pick you up around 11:30, 12 o'clock. And then, of course, it turned into close to 1, so I got back here late, and I, with my ADHD, neurodiversity and ADHD combined with everything else, I need habit and routine. I need schedule. I need things to be regular. Except, of course, the ADHD part of me leaps in to occasionally demand periods of chaos, scheduled disruptions and such, but it's chaos on my terms, not chaos on other people's terms or the world's terms. Scheduled disruptions and such and chaos on my terms is not that bad. Unscheduled disruptions, I am still frazzled. It is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have not been able to do a thing. It was close to 1:30 when I got back. I would have been okay if it hadn't been for like the 3-hour wait. But I am alive. I survived. It's just that I'm frazzled. So let me talk about some of the things that I have actually written down. One of the silly things, and it's a very, very silly thing, but I have talked in the past about my cosmic horrors. I used to really talk about them back when I was coming up with all of this stuff. Now I'm in maintenance mode, just trying to remember it. ADHD is fun. I took stimulants, Ritalin, for a while, and it worked. I could think, but I almost had a stroke from my blood pressure going woo. And so I have slowly not been able to think, and so it's rough. I'm back to where I was before all that. A little bit of help from the guanfacine. I can concentrate and think a little bit, which helps me remember, and that's good. But I was looking at the name Kitsune, and I have also talked about how a lot of the names of my cosmic horrors Amaterasu, and Tamikanoso, Nebukiro, and all that. To me, they sound intensely Japanese. But they're not. But I was working for that kind of sound. And when I looked at the name Kitsune, because somebody that I'm going to mention later has that name, and I went, it's not just that, because our English alphabet, you got A, E, I, O, U. But with my pronunciations, because in my cosmic horror stuff, when you get an alphabet, like the Ur language that is what I'm talking about here within the context of the fiction. Try to remember now what I was talking about. Oh yes, it's our languages are oral and the things we write down visual. The cosmic horror Ur language we only get a very small fraction of understanding from, because some of the alphabet is tactile, touch, some of it you smell. They're things that we wouldn't think of, plus there's about 20 or 30 portions of the alphabet that we don't even have receptors for. So we are getting just a small portion of the cosmic horror language. But from A-E-I-O-U, it's A-E-I-O-U. And that makes a little difference on such. So the pronunciation for Kitsune would be Kitsune, because most of the accents on the cosmic horror names are at the end. Amaterasu, Gatsi-Rei, Jima-Rei, Hoki, Tamikanoso, stuff like that. And it just amused me how much I've borrowed from non-English languages to use the cosmic horror stuff on. There is more, there's like an I with 2 dots over it to come up with some sounds. There is no SH real combination thing there. And a Z is a tsu, t sound. So I just thought I'd ramble about that and then lead into one of the things I was thinking of while waiting was trying to remember more of my cryptid setting stuff. The cosmic horror stuff is the bigger setting with, the multiverse, then the cosmic horror stuff. Then there is the inside outside, and within that there's the Razor's Edge and the cryptid world, and within the Razor's Edge is my solo RPG setting. Remember where I am, because ADHD sucks. Oh, don't leave it. Don't lose it. Yes. Oh my God. Within my cryptid setting, because there are feral, urban, and rural cryptids. Feral cryptids are those that live out in the woods and away from where there's human concentrations. Rural cryptids live in small towns and farming areas where there's people, but not a whole bunch of them. And urban cryptids are, of course, they gather in cities. I talk about the urban cryptids in the city of Brookerton, South Carolina. They're all urban cryptids. If you are a certain type of cryptid, you have to stick to your area, or you're going to sicken. But the thing is, feral cryptids are dying out because our world is changing. There's less and less free space out there. They're not happy about going extinct, and they are more and more having children that are either urban or rural or runts. And a runt in the cryptid world, is one that has no cryptid presence. They are cryptid in matter, but they cannot interact with the cryptid world. And usually when these things are born, even though they are absolutely perfect in any other way, generally the parents eat them. And in the outside world, if they do come across a runt that has grown up, they generally kill them out of horror and disgust, because living a life like that is just not worth living. They figure they're doing them a favor by ending them. But the feral cryptids are slowly becoming extinct, with more and more of that happening. The rural cryptids are having more and more urban children because, well, cities are big and there's more and more people that are accumulating in these areas. Urban cryptids, of course, are a massive amount. Now, within Brookerton, South Carolina, a corporation was formed by three cryptid brothers who were born to rural parents who gathered up information, because cryptids will gather up information, some of them that are able to do so that they don't lose information, like what plants do, what various animals do, stuff that they need to know and want to remember. And they took a lot of this information and headed to Brookerton to try and make an urban life. And what they ended up doing was forming Uncle Bonbons, a corporation that provides foodstuffs for cryptids. And they started off with Uncle Bonbon's bone glazing sauce, where if you're going to eat a human being, try not to eat the bones, because for cryptids, their teeth and their claws pass through human bone like it's made out of wafer cookie, and meat like it's made out of jello. And some cryptids, a small portion of dark cryptids, have to eat human beings, or they will die. A larger portion of dark cryptids want to eat human beings, and so they do. The rest of them don't eat people because it's not within their nature. Light cryptids never have to eat human beings, but there is a change, and some of them find out that they do like to eat people, and so they do. But they started off with Uncle Bonbon's bone glazing sauce, where they say if you're going to eat a person, don't eat the bones. Let them accumulate until you've eaten the entire person and you got a stack of bones. Then you get out the bone glazing sauce, and it comes in a whole bunch of flavors. Original flavor, there's like Cajun flavor where they use actual Louisiana Cajuns in it. There's they have a special Canadian bone glazing sauce where they mix in a lot of maple syrup and Canadians into it. And then limestone for cementing. Because cryptids, as it turns out, can eat limestone if it's thin enough, and it's actually something that is like a seasoning. They won't seek out that flavor, but if they do eat it, it is fun, and it adds crunch. So it adds crunch to human bones and a good bit of flavor. So that really took off, and they started bringing out new products until they have stands out on the street where cryptids can go up and purchase things. Human beings, those that have their third eye open and can interact with the cryptid world, can't eat cryptid foodstuffs, because to make it really palatable to cryptids, you really have to pump a bunch of stuff in there. If you want to do new things, like make hema-cola, which is a cola drink primarily sweetened with human blood plasma, and for every 500 milliliters, there is a full gram of caffeine. That's enough to kill a human being, and that gives a cryptid a little bump for an hour or two before it wears off. They have very powerful livers and kidneys. And so they've been expanding and making new things, and they've opened up third eye stands for people whose third eye is opened. And it's still the same foodstuffs, just without all the additives that'll kill a person. So you can go in and get bags of human teeth or human jerky in a bag, and then you just eat that. Or they started expanding, and you could get sandwiches made of various types and ethnicities of human being. There's burgers. You can have burgers made from ground various human beings. And yeah, if you are a human being whose third eye is opened, you're a failed cryptid. A cryptid in every way except your human body did not convert. But nobody knows that. But because you're that much cryptid, even though you're still human, people taste really good. And since there's no laws in the cryptid world, no authorities, why not? And so people eat people at the third eye stands. Now, for bags of human teeth, in this case, it's not something you crunch and munch. It's just you pop a few of the teeth in your mouth and you just suck on them as the day goes by. And they're not cleanly pulled out, of course. When you get them, there's chunks of meat on them, like someone just took, say, pliers and wasn't all too careful about how they ripped them out. Uncle Bonbons is much better than that. They have an almost entirely volunteer gathering of human meats. Mostly. They're largely volunteer. They have some involunteers, and then a small portion is just some poor sap who got pulled off into the street and run through the processing line. You start off a living, breathing, thinking human being on this side, and you're just an assemblage of parts on this side. Uncle Bonbons. And hey, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe, that'd be very cool. Greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you're a patron, thumbs up. Thank you. You help me out so very, very much. It is appreciated. You are beautiful and awesome people. You help out this aging mammal to no end. Thumbs up. Thank you. For everybody who leaves me a comment, you are beautiful and awesome people. Thumbs up and thank you. Beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up every comment I can, and I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me because I like engaging, and it's, I think, important to let you know that you have been heard. I also play an internet game of throwing out either a writer's prompt or a secret word to be written into the comments for blatant engagement farming, and it is nice to be heard. And the last people that played were Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up and thank you, greatly appreciated. Leo Tom Music, always good to see you in the comments, and thumbs up and thank you for the kind words. CW Chanter, thumbs up, thank you. Dave Ordway, goodness gracious, I haven't seen your name in a while, good to see you. Gus Garrett, 6838, greatly appreciated. And Kitsune, WY, 4HG. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you, thumbs up. I'm going to leave it to you to come up with a secret word to put into the comment section because I'm still frazzled and amazed that I've been able to talk this long. I still need to record something like a game, but I can't really think, so probably it's going to be another GTA 4 video. But I don't know if I'm going to have the Zalika mod done yet. Still, I'm going to edit, render, upload. I got to go walkies. Yay. It is fun to be so set in your ways, isn't it? But I'm going to go walkies. I'm going to take care of myself. I don't have any of my analog games anywhere near me to point and say, yeah, I want to play this, but I got analog RPGs and board games. I've got No Man's Sky to play way too much of, so thumbs up on that. And yeah, hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done, and if not, please do not beat yourself up because you deserve better. So, Until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, unless, of course, I kick off or end up in the hospital under dire circumstances. See you. I've forgotten entirely what I normally say there. So until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is indeed a very, very good thing. When I can get that distracted so I forget something that I say every single day, you know my brain is not functioning well. It is. There are times that I hate being neurodiverse, but most of the time I don't mind it. I'll just leave you with this. There we go.